Today, I came here bright and early. I'm actually the first one here to bring you to this wonderful place that was built in the 9th century, over 1,000 years ago. This place doesn't even look real to me, but it was actually carved in stone, and we're going to go walk in there in a few seconds because I want to talk today about anchoring to the present moment, meditation, how to center into our own being, and why is it such an important tool to make decisions in life, to get clarity, and to move with confidence when choosing what the heart wants. So this is today's topic, and let's go in and find out why we're here. So we're going to go in now and discover this place. It really doesn't even look real from here. Yes, beautiful. And as you can see here, these are nooks. People would come in and meditate. People would come here to sit in those nooks, these niches in the wall, and they would meditate. So this would be their temple. Perhaps 10 people would meditate here together to create a collective energy of presence. And this is how it looks from the inside of this beautiful place. And now we're going to go to the garden, which is a beautiful garden not far from just around the corner here, and talk about how this tool of meditation, centering into our being and connecting to who we are, is such an amazing tool for making decisions in life and knowing who we are. I'm going to be a little bit of a tour guide today because it's such a beautiful place. I thought to share it with everyone. Like a magical forest over here. So today you're coming on a quick tour with me. Yes, so many shades of green. It's almost unbelievable. It's tropical forest just behind this temple. Yes. So first, I want to take a moment to explain, why do we need it? Why do we need this tool to center into our being and to get clarity on the journey, on the path ahead? Isn't it already obvious what we need to do? The mind would say that, but actually, what we look for really when we want to make a decision is a peace of mind, clarity. And the only place we can do that, or we can gain that, is through staying still for a moment, allowing the mind to quiet, and then feeling what we want to do. Right? It comes from a feeling. I advocate from feeling your way through life rather than to thinking your way through life. Because the thinking mind always wants to create order, wants to create safety, wants to understand why we do things. But sometimes things that come from intuition are beyond the mind. They don't make sense. But that's where the heart wants us to go. Even if it doesn't make sense, it still wants to go there. Even if you have a list of why not to do it, it still wants to do it. And the question is why? And for me, it's because there's some guidance here, right? There's some place where beyond the self is telling you to go. So we need a technique, and I call it anchoring to the present moment, where we can use our senses to somehow even just relax for a minute or two and kind of feel what we want to do. And then, from that feeling, whatever feels better, make that decision. So let's do that. Let's center into our being. The simple technique, I like to use the senses, which right now we're going to use sense of smell, scent. I'm using Palo Santo, but I actually have a collection of many variety of woods. This one is agar wood, and there's like sandalwood and many other things which I use sometimes. I just choose them randomly. And the way you do it is you basically light it up for a few seconds. This is a Palo Santo. and allow the scent. It's a very grounding feeling when you just allow the scent to become part of you. Let me ground yourself for a moment with this beautiful scent. And focus on it. Allow your mind to just focus on this grounding scent. This smell and this wood, it comes from this wood, was you can sense that there was so much. This was created over hundreds of years, right? So much energy in this one moment in time. So much grounding energy because it comes from the earth. And once you connect to this place of clarity, it doesn't have to take long. Feel your own being. Center to this place of relaxation. And then, if you need some clarity, ask yourself, which one is the way, which one feels better if you have two choices? Which one feels better is ultimately a really good choice. Sometimes the decision is so hard to make that the mind creates obstacles between two amazing choices. So what I do, then I say to myself, I don't want to know. The mind doesn't want to know. Tell it. You don't want to know. You don't need to know. And then, from that space of not knowing, the first feeling that comes up, that's the decision you need to make. We're going now to the waterfall to discuss the second technique, using the sense of hearing. This brings me to the second technique, using the sense of hearing. We can hear, and we can allow it, the sounds, I hope you can hear me now. We can allow the sounds to anchor us to the present moment, because you can never hear anything later. It's always happening now. A good place for me to hear is water. Sometimes I like to listen to the birds when I meditate. You listen to this other life form creating itself, expressing itself for your pleasure at that specific moment in time. And that's a really deep anchor to the present moment. And I would encourage you to just find a quiet space and listen to the tranquility of that moment. Anchor to the center moment, to the place of this, anchor to your center. And from that space, get some clarity, get some peace of mind. Sometimes we are in places where it's too loud. Maybe there's traffic. Maybe there's construction. Can you sense? Perhaps you can use those sounds to anchor to the present moment. It's not happening later, it's happening now. It's the time of your life where you're experiencing it. If a car passes by, don't allow it to annoy you. Perhaps you can follow it in your mind. See where it goes. It goes into stillness. It disappears into stillness. The sound of the car moves from you, into you, and far from you. And you can follow it into stillness. And if there's a construction, it's not pleasant. We don't want that. But you can center to the tranquility of that noise. Find the quietness below that noise inside you. And if you don't like it, we can move, right? But don't blame the world for what's happening. It's up to you to center and to not create chaos within yourself. This is the road to the Buddha temple. I'm also curious to see what's there. Apparently at the end of the road, that's where people live. And the source of the spring that leads to the waterfall. So I'm heading back. I'm here to receive your hugs. Yes, hugs is touch. Is another form of meditation where we can use our senses. Because it's a selfless act. You can never receive one, you can never receive a hug without giving one. And you can never give one without receiving one. So it's a union of that space and time where we connect. When you ever find yourself in a hug, feel the love that you are. Share that love. Feel yourself in that embrace and connect to the present moment, because that's where your life unfolds and that's where you can actually feel that space of clarity of who you are, right? This is how we connect to each other. And it's a beautiful form of meditation, and one I recommend to do every day. Now look at this incredible tree. This is a very holy site. People give offerings here to this tree, connecting to the spirit of this place, and so much energy in these roots. Just need to quiet the mind to sense that. Here's another fine example of how the sense of smell, the pure incense, is giving offering to the gods, right? This place smells wonderful. Here's a ceremony of giving offerings to the god, where they will put the offerings right there on the small temple. So that's it. There's a few more senses we can cover. For example, the sense of sight, where we can use our sight to really just be present, to look around at all these endless forms and shapes around us, and to invite them in for a moment. It's such a beautiful place, and to recognize that this moment will never repeat. When we connect to that present moment through the sense of sight, we can sense how beautiful and how magical every moment is. Another technique is, of course, the sense of taste. Enjoy your food. Be present to the time where you eat. Savor each bite. Sense the tastes that run through your mouth. Of course, the most basic technique, just to be still. So, to end this video, I'm going to be still for a few seconds, together with you perhaps. Thank you for tuning in. If this was entertaining, insightful, please subscribe, comment below what you feel. And if this was something you have questions about, I'm very happy to answer. And thank you for your time. By the way, this is the Buddha temple. So I'm right at the footsteps of the Buddha temple. Yeah. So this moment, there's no effort, just me listening, smelling, being. I'm sensing your presence here, camera. I'm sensing the love that I am. And enjoying just to be here for a moment. This is the moment of my life. This is the most important moment of my life. Because if this happened right now, this is where I live. This present moment is your true home.